Do you ever end the day feeling exhausted, but somehow nothing actually got done? That's because modern laziness doesn't look lazy anymore. It looks like watching 10 discipline videos instead of going to the gym. It looks like arguing in comment sections about problems that nobody there is fixing. We are the busiest lazy people in the history of mankind. Let's get teed off. Welcome, folks. I'm James, your Clubhouse Pro here at the Back Nine Life, and I'm bringing you this episode of Teed Off with no filter, no fluff, and don't worry, no political affiliations live here. Today we are talking about something that looks responsible, feels responsible, but is quietly stealing our productivity. We have gamified everything. Morning routines, inbox to zero, side hustles, comment sections, even our arguments. We don't debate to solve anything anymore. We debate to score points. We just want to win, not improve. We are undefeated in the Facebook comment section, but unranked in real life. So, instead of arguing with strangers tonight, let's look at a comment that accidentally proves this whole point. This week's comment comes from Scott Hardy 6485, and Scott is referencing my video where I said we all have a bit of expertise-titis today. Scott says, and I'm quoting, "Says the guy who calls appeal to authority by the self-styled monkeyer expertise-titis, apparently ignorant of the fact that the suffix is itis, not titus." First of all, Scott, I'm going to assume that you meant to type moniker, not monkeyer. Now, normally this is where the internet tells me to respond with a rebuttal post doing exactly what I just did, but in words. Tomahawk dunk on Scott's head. Screenshot it. Circle his typo. Point out his hypocrisy. Hold up a mirror to Scott. And then drop the mic. Boom! Diamond cutter, baby. Because that's the game. Oh, and I felt it. That little rush, seeing his little typo and just getting that feeling of, oh, this is going to be so easy to win. And I could have typed something clever, maybe got a few likes, maybe some online applause. And I'll be truthful, I did it first, and I published it. And I felt real smart for about 6 minutes. The point I was trying to make gets lost in ego confetti then. It's pointless. So instead, I edited the comment and responded to Scott exactly as I'm going to respond to him now. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Yeah, I'm going to watch how I pronounce made-up words in stream of consciousness rants from now on. Stop it, Jim. There's no need to grab at that low-hanging internet fruit that Scott gave you. Come on. You're better than that. Moving right along. The Iran war. Look, we all saw the headlines this week. Missiles, strikes, embassy closures, oil fields, Straits of Vermouth or whatever they're called. Vermouth. We're making a martini. The Straits of Hormuz or whatever it's called. And all of it was explosive and unsettling. But here's something most of us only notice subconsciously, is that the news isn't reporting on a conflict. It's packaging one. Every story is a bite-sized drama. Every headline is framed for shareability. Every angle becomes an emotional cue. That is not accidental, folks. That is how media survives. You will see bullet points and ladders. US says X. Iran says Y. Region reacts. But what isn't shown is all the little nuance, context, and real human consequences that get eaten by the headlines. We treat every flash alert like it's a personal invitation to have an emotional sprint on Twitter. Sorry, X. That's what happens to us. You see, we don't read or view to understand. We read to feel something quickly. We scroll for the tsunami of updates. We collect opinions like they are baseball cards. In other words, conflict becomes another game. Not a somber, complex event, but something to pick sides on, score points over, and react with 5-sentence comments. And while we're busy playing that game, we lose sight of what is actually happening. And I'll admit, I do it too. I go to my parents' house, mom's got on CNN, and she's casting that bait from her fishing line before I even get in through the door, trying to snag me up. Rapid fire, like she's trout fishing. Yeah, trying to get me to sink my mouth into the hook. Trying her best to get me to take a stance so that she and I can argue for an hour over some random world event. And after we're done arguing and we both thought we've proved our points, we move along like we've accomplished something. But what did I actually understand? What did I actually do besides not go to the gym? That is the trap of how news is constructed. It invites us to consume reaction, not context. Motion, not contemplation. But my mom is old, and the things that she has joy for in life are her cats, her casino, and her disdain for a particular politician. And what kind of son would I be if I deprived her of those little life treats? So I'll go over and argue every now and again, especially whenever it's leg day. Time for some back nine loving. Listen, stop trying to win the argument. You're not on a panel. This is not a debate show. If you are over 40 and still trying to win conversations in relationships, congratulations, you're undefeated and alone. Dating later in life isn't about proving that you're right. It's about proving that you can listen, even whenever your hearing is starting to go. Because romance on the backside, it's not fireworks. It's consistency. It's showing up. It's about remembering what they said last Tuesday, even if you have to write it down, because your brain is going just as fast as your hearing. You don't need to dominate the scoreboard. You need to build trust. And trust doesn't care who won the argument. Just remember, in your partner's eyes, a participation trophy looks better than a blue ribbon. All right, let's take this down from wars, headlines, dating games, and all that stuff, and just talk about self-improvement for a second. We love it. Podcasts about discipline, books about discipline, reels about discipline, teed off episodes about discipline. We don't just want to grow, we want to watch ourselves grow. So much so that we fool ourselves into thinking that we are growing while still repeating the same patterns. Ready for the uncomfortable part? Consuming improvement feels like improving. Think about it. We watch a 12-minute video on habits, and whenever we're done, our brain actually says we did something. No, we sat. And in all likelihood, we're going to sit through 3 more videos after that one. And I'm not preaching. I'm reflecting on me. I do it all the time. I'll watch 3 productivity clips or how-to videos, and I'll start taking notes. I'll save them. I'll like them. I'll subscribe to them. Oh yeah, those are facts. I'll definitely use those. Yep. Meanwhile, the thing that I need to do, which is why I watched the 14 videos in the first place on chipping around the green, is because I had the yips. And my wedge is sitting in the corner of the room like Hamlet's ghost of a father just watching me with judgment. Yeah, I've had the yips for 2 years. I sit around and chunk and blade everything around the green, and all, instead of just going and taking 3 weeks to get my head unscrewed and get back to being able to hit it close to the hole, I watch more YouTube videos. Okay, bring it back, Jim. We could get off on the tangent of my wedge game real fast. But that's the point, is that self-improvement has become entertainment. And here's where I have to point at myself again. You see, I shoot a teed off episode about focus, about discipline, about improvement, and it feels productive. I've got lights on, I've got the camera rolling, I've got the energy up. I mean, I'm building something. But if you watch it and then just watch the next one and the next one, then both of us are just participating in theater, which is okay. I love theater. And I want you to watch. I want you to comment. I want you to subscribe. I want you to hit that little bell to get a notification for the ones that come up. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to hit the thumbs down button if you don't like it. What I don't want is for either of us to confuse forward momentum with backward motion. Because the hard part isn't hearing wisdom. It's applying one small piece of it whenever nobody's watching. When there's no applause. When there's no comments. When there's no algorithm. Nobody ever improved from liking a quote. You get stronger by using the inspiration of that quote as a springboard to action. So if this episode becomes just another thing you consume, then I'm just another guy helping you procrastinate. And I don't want that. I'm not saying don't decompress. Yeah, go ahead and watch a video once a week. Laugh with me or at me for 20 minutes. Give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Ridicule me in the comments. I might put you on the comment of the week. But then go pick up that wedge and work on your short game. And that will make your golf life and your regular life a lot more fulfilling than binge watching me. I love it. I talked you into pausing the video and you went and loaded the dishwasher and paid some bills, cleaned the counter, folded some laundry, didn't you? Now you're back and you want the Nostalgic News Minute. Well, let's do it. Good evening. Federal officials today have confirmed complications involving a limited number of improperly prepared polio vaccine doses. The issue has been traced to one particular manufacturer. While the vast majority of vaccinations remain safe, headlines have stirred widespread alarm. Clinics report hesitation, communities report widespread debate, and opinions, they are strong. Health officials urge calm, reminding Americans that while fear travels quickly, progress requires steadiness. This is James Roberts with your Nostalgic News Minute, reminding you that paralysis of the body is far more serious than paralysis of the resolve. Have you ever noticed how going to the store feels like you handled life? You grab your keys like you've been deployed. I've got to run to the store. Yes, we say run. Like it's urgent. Like it's exercise. Like it's improvement. You get there, automatic doors open like you're entering a mission. You grab a cart. Why? You just need light bulbs. But we grab a cart because we believe in ourselves. We believe that something might happen there. And then it starts like a track race when the starter pistol goes off. You walk with purpose, a little pep in your step. You're heading back to the lighting area, but all of a sudden something in aisle 8 catches your eye. Your cart immediately makes a 90-degree turn, taking you with it. You stand in the aisle confused. Why are there 47 different kinds of olive oil? You pick one up, you look at the back, you nod, like you understand acidity notes. And then what happens? You see someone that you know. And now you're networking in the frozen food section, talking about how busy you are today running errands, holding pizza rolls. Then you wander. You hit the seasonal aisle. I mean, you don't need a decorative pumpkin, but it feels like inertia. Now the cart's half full. You compare paper towels like it's a stock portfolio. Yeah, mega roll, that's an investment. That single ply stuff, no, that's like Bitcoin. That's a speculative asset. And while you are orbiting like a celestial body, that bill you were supposed to pay back home is still unsent. The workout you planned didn't happen. The teed-off script that needs written, it's untouched. But I bought a new flavor of sparkling water. And here's the best part. We get home, we throw the bags on the counter, we look around, we give an audible sigh. Oh, big day. We didn't build anything. We restocked. And most was just stuff that were duplicates in the cupboard. We just spent 90 minutes to avoid 15 minutes of responsibility. And here's the kicker. As you unload the groceries and you stuff those 9 extra frozen dinners into every corner of the freezer that you can, add the extra dozen tomato sauces into the cupboard, you look up. And what do you see? That light that is still out because you forgot the light bulbs. But you did get something called artesian garlic aioli that will expire in 2 months unused. Ah, well, you can always go for a run again tomorrow. Let's do the hack trick. Okay, here we are. 3 quick shortcuts that can make you stop pretending like you're busy and actually be busy. Hack number 1, if it doesn't move your life forward, it doesn't get prime time. Errands, scrolling, organizing, that's all background work. Do it after the hard thing, not instead of it. Hack number 2, before you leave the house, finish 1 uncomfortable task. 1 dreaded email, 20 push-ups, 1 paragraph. Earn the errand. Hack number 3, produce something before you consume anything. No podcast, no doom scrolling, no opinions. Create first and then circulate. There you go, folks. 3 little hacks that might just knock off some of that 8-hour-a-day usage time on your cell phone. The weirdest part about all of this is that we don't feel lazy. We feel busy. And that's the trap, because lazy, we were trained to view it as laying around on the couch. But now it's actually disguised as motion. It's notifications, it's emails, it's organizing files on your computer, it's errands, it's saying, I am slammed. But what are we slammed with? You see, most of us aren't avoiding work, we're avoiding discomfort. And the world is actually very helpful with that, because there's always a new headline. There's always a new YouTube video. There's always a new debate. There's always a new reason to go to the store. There's always something new circulating. There's always a new distraction. And the thing about distractions is they feel good in the moment, but long term, they feel like regret. Because one day you wake up and you realize, I was never overwhelmed. I was occupied. Occupied with noise, not nourishment. And time was quietly moving. Nobody looks back at their life and says, I am proud of how updated I stayed on arguments that changed nothing. They say, I wish I could have started sooner. Busy is loud and it's full of people and it's fun and it's chaotic and it's a mess and we love it. Progress, that's slow. It's tame. It's lonely. And that makes it uncomfortable. But it has to get done though. And what we come to find out is that after we're done with all the busy stuff and all the chaos and all the comments and all the emails and all the notifications, all the text, all everything, that progress is still sitting right there. Usually right where we left it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.